I'm Lisa Shanken, creator of the proven Kill the Diet weight loss system. Lose weight permanently without pills, guilt, or ever depriving yourself. I'm also a full-time working mom, and to say I'm busy would be the understatement of the year. I totally get how finding time for work, staying healthy, eating well, cooking, exercising, being there for your kids, and maintaining a household with or without a partner to help can be very overwhelming. And sometimes when that overwhelming feeling makes us feel super stressed out, it affects our motivation to eat healthy instead of just grabbing for junk food or bringing in takeout, to wake up early and squeeze in that run instead of getting some extra shut-eye, or to find time to breathe instead of panicking. And then it can become a vicious cycle because not taking care of ourselves leads to us feeling crappy, which then leads us to again skip these healthy habits, which makes us feel even worse, less energized, gaining weight, and so on. So we're faced with this conundrum of trying to balance all of these necessary things: work, parenthood, healthy living, and then we get stressed even trying to figure it all out. But maybe the answer is not trying to balance it all. Instead, we have to consider it all a mix that makes up our lives. That's the theory behind the founders of Women in the Mix, an organization holding an annual summit for women to help figure out how to live among this mix in Denver on April 20th. I'll be attending this amazing event as both an attendee and a sponsor because the information they offer and the speakers they have are super cool, and they have really great perspectives on this stuff and how it's just downright helpful. But for now, let's get a little more concrete and dig into a few ideas that we can start implementing today to help ourselves figure out the best mix that works for each of us. First, breathe. Some people call this meditation, but I like to simply call it breathing. The word meditation can scare people away, but breathing is something every one of us has to do to survive. And that's the thing, it can do more than help you survive. It can help you thrive. I recommend starting with just 5 minutes of breathing per day. And while I understand the feeling of not even having 5 minutes to spare, the truth is you can find it if you try really hard, even if it means waking up 5 minutes earlier or making your lunch break 5 minutes shorter so you can go into a bathroom stall at work and just breathe. These 5 minutes give yourself where you close your eyes and just focus on your breath. It'll give back to you tenfold and more. Stick with it for a few weeks and see how you feel and let me know. The differences you start to experience will be incredible. Next is declutter. It's spring, so take this opportunity to do some spring cleaning, both physically and emotionally. Physically, start getting rid of anything you've not used, worn, or touched in the past year. If you haven't used it in a year, it probably won't be part of your regimen anytime soon. It feels so great to get rid of the excess stuff around you, and donating it to a good cause is a great way to get rid of it. There are many local organizations that will even come and pick it up from you to save you that hassle. And once you have more space around you and everything's less crowded, you'll have more room to spread out and plan things better for yourself. The same goes for emotional clutter. Start by writing down the things that are giving you angst or stress. Then number them, starting with the top priorities and going down. Maybe it means this week you can't volunteer in your child's class, and next week you'll volunteer and skip one workout. Maybe you have a high-maintenance friend that gives you more pressure and guilt than joy, and you need to start distancing yourself from her or him. Mix it up so that ultimately you're getting everything into the mix, but maybe not all in 1 week. The point is you're human, and you have to declutter emotionally just as much as physically. Make sure you sleep well also. Giving up on precious hours of sleep to get more done will totally backfire on you, because feeling tired contributes to stress and anxiety. Instead, I recommend being mindful when you're the most productive during the day and hone in on it. For me, I know I can get so much done earlier in the morning when everyone in my house is still asleep. And I can just completely focus, feeling refreshed by a good night's sleep. But by 8 p.m., I can feel myself starting to get tired, losing focus, and getting more irritable. So I try to go to bed early, and that way I can wake up early. And if you're a night owl, maybe you need a bit more sleep in the morning. But no matter what, make sure to get a solid 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night so your waking hours are as productive as possible. You also want to try and get outside. Studies show that a boost of vitamin D can actually help lower stress and anxiety. Vitamin D is naturally made by your body when you're exposed to sunlight, even in the winter. So even if you can only get out for 5 to 10 minutes, take a walk, sit outside and make some work calls from a bench, or find any other way to multitask outdoors if you're strapped for time, because reduced anxiety means increased productivity. And here's one thing that you may feel resistant to sometimes. I know I do, but I strongly encourage you to just do it anyway, because it can take as little as 3 minutes. Visualize the things you're grateful for and the things that you want. I know the book The Secret was all the rage a few years ago about visualizing the things you want for your life, and this is actually something my husband and I have been doing for so many years, and we even try to instill it in our kids because you're never too young or too old to start this practice. I like to do it first thing in the morning before I get out of bed for just 3 to 5 minutes because it starts my day off on a note of appreciating all the great things I have in my life. Plus, it gives me a positive outlook on all the things I have to look forward to. And I could not include exercise as a stress buster, obviously. I'm just saving the best for last. Exercise is one of those things you can't afford not to have in your mix because it's been proven over and over again that the endorphins it releases can make you feel happier and reduce anxiety and depression. But the good news is you can exercise for an hour or you can do 20-minute HIIT workouts and still get the same benefits. Check out my HIIT workout here. I implore you to try and put this on the top of that priority list we made when we were decluttering our lives. If you can try these 6 things, I think you'll find you feel like there's more space and more time for you to actually feel better and more balanced in your own mix. Let me know how it works for you by leaving a comment below. And if you're in Denver on April 20th, please join me at the amazing Women in the Mix Summit, which you can find out more about at Women in the Mix. I'm Lisa Shanken, wishing you a happy, healthy day.